Somewhere nearby is Colossal Cave, where others have found fortunes in treasure and gold. It is rumored that some who enter are never to be seen again, and magic is said to permeate the cave. I know of places, actions, and things. Take me with you, and I will be your eyes and hands. Keep watch on your compass. It will guide you through the cave. I know of a few special objects, such as a black rod hidden in the cave. Take these objects and carry them in your inventory, which will show you the items you're carrying. Some objects have side effects. For instance, the rod scares the bird, and usually people unsuccessfully manipulating an object are attempting something beyond their or my capabilities, and should try a different tack. Take heed that cave passages turn often, and realize that exiting one room to the north does not always guarantee entering the next from the south. And just because you enter a room one time without issue does not mean that you won't be rechanneled elsewhere the next. To get full credit for a treasure, you must leave it safely in the little building, though you do get partial credit for just locating the treasure. Points get lost for getting killed, or for quitting, though the former costs you more. Also, points are based on how much of the cave you've managed to explore. There is a large bonus just for penetrating the deeper cave, distinguishing the beginners from the rest of the pack. There are other ways to determine whether you've survived some of the more harrowing sections. And if you think you've found all the treasures, just keep exploring for a while. There's more to discover. Occasionally, I may offer hints if you seem to be having trouble. If I do, I'll warn you in advance how much it will cost your score to accept the hints. Good luck. You are standing at the end of a road before a small brick building. Around you is a forest. A small stream flows out of the building and down a gully. You're in a gentle valley near a stream tumbling along a rocky bed. You're in open forest, near both a valley and a road. The grate is locked. You can't go through a locked steel grate. You're in a forest near a road. The door is closed. You're inside a building, There is a shiny brass lamp nearby. There is a bottle of water here. You're inside a well house. You're inside a well... Nothing happens. You're inside a building, a well house for a large spring. You're inside a well house. There's nothing to do with it here. You're inside a well house. You're inside a building, a well house for a large spring. You see rushing water. You're inside a well house. That is useless right now. There's no use for that here. Bottle of water. Bottle of water. You're in a forest near a road. A large owl seems to be watching you. A large owl seems to be watching you. The Great, are you trying to get into the cave? I am prepared to give you a hint, but it will cost you 2 points. Touch the glowing grate if you would like the hint, but hurry before the glow disappears. The grate is very solid and has a hardened steel lock. You cannot enter without a key, and there are no keys in sight. I would recommend looking elsewhere for the keys. At your feet, all the water of the stream splashes into a 2-inch slit in the rock. Further on, the stream bed is bare rock. You're by a stream in a gentle valley. You're inside a well house. You're inside a building, a well house for a large spring. You're inside a well house. Brass lantern. The lantern is now lit. Tasty food. Brass lantern. There are some keys on the ground here. That is useless right now. Bottle of water. Set of keys. You have unlocked the grate. This is an opening into a cave. You're in a small chamber beneath a 3x3 steel grate to the surface. A low crawl over cobbles leads inwards to the west. Strange. Looks like others have been here before you. There's nothing there but stinky trash. You're in a small chamber beneath... There's no use for that here. You're below the grate. There's nothing to do with it here. You're below the grate. You're in a small chamber beneath a 3x3 steel grate to the surface. A low crawl over cobbles leads inwards to... You're below the grate. You're below the grate. A crawl over cobbles leads to the west. You are crawling over cobbles in a low passage. Bottle of water. Tasty food. Brass lantern. You're in a small chamber beneath a 3x3 steel grate to the surface. A low crawl over cobbles leads inwards to the west. You're crawling in a low passage. You're crawling in a low passage. You are crawling over cobbles in a low passage. You're crawling in a low passage. You're crawling in a low passage. You are crawling over cobbles in a low passage. You're crawling in a low passage. There is a small wicker cage discarded nearby. That won't work here. You're crawling in a low passage. You are crawling over cobbles in a low passage. You're crawling in a low passage. You are crawling over cobbles in a low passage. You're crawling in a low passage. You're crawling in a low passage. Bottle of brass lantern. Wick brass lantern. Brass lantern. You are crawling over cobbles in a low passage. Bottle of water. Brass lantern. Nothing happens. Bottle of water. Take. wicker cage. It says Zizzy. You can't go further west here. You are in a debris room filled with stuff washed in from the surface. A low, wide passage with cobbles becomes plugged with mud and debris here, but an awkward canyon leads upward and west. You're in an awkward, sloping east-west canyon. A cheerful little bird is sitting here singing. Bottle of water, wicker cage. That won't work here. There's nothing to do with it here. Nothing happens. You have captured the bird. You're in a splendid chamber. The walls, frozen rivers of orange stone. At your feet is a small pit breathing traces of mist. A white mist, usually water, seen from time to time in caverns. It can be found anywhere, but is frequently a sign of a deep pit leading down to water. At your feet is a small pit breathing traces of mist. A white mist, usually water, seen from time to time in caverns. It can be found anywhere, but is frequently a sign of a deep pit leading down to water. A dwarf is hard at work in there.
Whoa!
Bottle of water. Bottle of water. There is a large, sparkling nugget of gold here. There's nothing to do with it here. You're in a low room. A pickaxe is stuck in the rock. You could never pull it out no matter how hard you try. That is useless right now. You're in a low room. Veins of gold cover the walls. You're in a low room. Veins of gold cover the walls. Looks like coal. Don't dirty your hands with it. Looks like an old miner's helmet. It's broken and useless. There's nothing to do with it here. You're in a low room. Veins of gold cover the walls. The little dwarf. Watch out! You're at the east end of a vast hall stretching out of sight to the west. There are openings to either side. To the north, a cold wind blows up from a wide stone staircase leading downward. The hall is filled with wisps of white mist. There must be a way to cross this fissure. Enigmatic statues populate this grand space. A huge green fierce snake bars the way. You're in the Hall of the Mountain King, with passages off in 5 directions. Could this have been the king's throne? Bottle of water. Little bird in a cage. Little bird attacks the green snake, and in an astounding flurry, drives the snake away. This is an ancient tomb. There's no use for that here. Could that be the ancient Mountain King? Don't disturb the dead. Sorry, you'll need to drop something before you can cap. There are rare coins here. Bottle of water. Large set of keys. This is a dead end. One ladder goes up, another goes down. You're in a twisty little maze of passages, all different.